Hi, I'm Caleb Basinger, and today we'll be covering how to dress and bandage a wound. So, the first thing you need to know, or you need to go through before you help someone that has a wound, is to make sure you wash your hands both before and after you treat them. You need to use soap and warm water and rub your hands for 15 to 20 seconds. All surfaces, including like your wrists and between your fingers, and then rinse the soap and make sure you dry them completely. Next, you need to put on gloves and possibly a face guard, depending on how severe the wound is. You want to make sure you keep their bodily fluids off yourself. And then finally, the third step for disease prevention is to make sure you clean up completely after the emergency. Like I said, wash your hands, disinfect the scene, um, all that kind of thing. Throw contaminated materials away. Okay, so when you see a victim that is bleeding, the first thing you need to do to assess the victim is size up the scene of where they are. So first you look for hazards, around them or in the scene if there's a chance that you could get hurt as well. Next, you have to look at the potential for violence. Some people, when they get injured, kind of lose their mind a little bit, and there's potential you could get injured. So you want to make sure that you are aware of that and don't get yourself injured. So next, you observe the victim and you form a first impression of what you think could be the problem with them or what happened to them based on their surroundings. Next, you go up to them and check responsiveness. Do this by tapping them on the shoulder and talking to them in a clear and loud voice. Next, what you need to do is activate EMS so that emergency services can be on the way while you're performing first aid. Next, if they were responsive, you need to position them comfortably. And if they're non-responsive, then based on what you think their injury could be, you either leave them in their position or you place them flat on the ground so that they can be comfortable in their non-responsive state. So in this situation, we're going to say someone has a hand wound. So first what you have to do is dress the wound before you bandage it. And when you're dressing something, you want to make sure you don't contaminate it. It needs to be sterilized. So in this situation, we're going to use a gauze pad. So say if I have a somewhat small hand wound on my palm here, I would hold by one corner and place the gauze pad over the wound. And then to secure the gauze pad, you want to apply pressure to it. And you're going to use a rolling bandage to attach it to the hand. So what you do with the rolling bandage is you do 2 straight turns around the palm. That's 1, 2, and then you do a diagonal turn across the back of the hand, around the wrist, and back across the palm. And then you do several figure 8 turns alternating between these two. And then once you've done several of those, you do 2 turns around the wrist, and then cut and secure the bandage so that this will tightly hold the gauze dressing so that it can stop the bleeding and keep the wound sterilized. And once you have finished, you need to properly dispose the gloves you were wearing when you did this, and then once they remove the bandage, of course you have to properly dispose this too in a the correctly labeled biohazard container. Alright, well, this was how to dress and bandage a wound. Thank you.